Discount listing agents exist, but make sure you know what you're signing up for before you go that way. Hey guys, Erica Galinas here, and welcome to our Buyer Seller TV. This week we are talking to sellers, and we are talking about getting a discount broker to list your house. So a lot of sellers look at this as a solution to high real estate commissions, and I absolutely understand their concern about it. It can seem very expensive to list a house when you pay your brokerage fees. A discount agent may be absolutely the right fit for you, but you really need to understand what services they provide and what services they don't provide, and how that impacts your final listing price and the money you put in your pocket. First, let's talk about what a discount broker really is. So I'm sure you're familiar with for sale by owner. So somebody just sells their house. They don't have an agent at all. They put a sign in the yard. I guess they can put it on Zillow and stuff like that. That is a for sale by owner. So a discount broker is kind of the same thing. It's a little bit different. And usually the biggest difference is that when you list with a discount broker, you end up having your home listed on the multiple listing service. So the multiple listing service, or MLS as we call it, is basically a list of all the homes that are for sale that is available to all the buyer's agents in the area. This is where buyers go to look for houses. This is where agents set up searches for these houses. You know, this is where Zillow and stuff gets their information. It can be very, very important for your house to be listed on the MLS so you can make sure you have the widest audience so you can get the highest price. So a seller sees the advantage of being on the MLS and they hire a discount broker. How these packages usually work, it's kind of an a la carte service. Most of them charge you a flat fee of, $500, $1,000, whatever it is. Basically, that only gets you access to the MLS and occasionally access to the state forms that the broker prepares for you, but they don't tell you what to say, no negotiation, anything like that. You basically just have the forms that you wouldn't have if you're doing for sale by owner. Basically, that's all that discount brokers do: MLS access and form stuff. You will be in charge of scheduling your own showings. You'll be in charge of doing your own photographs, writing your own listing descriptions. You'll be in charge of making sure it's distributed to Zillow and Realtor.com. Any social media postings, any kind of marketing at all will be done by you. Then once you find a buyer, you will also be doing everything. You'll just have forms for it. So all negotiations, anything about a home inspection in terms of repair or, a quote or something like that. You'll be in charge of getting your own title work. You'll be in charge of figuring out your tax prorations. You'll be in charge, if there's an attorney involved, you'll have to, get your attorney and pay them to do everything. And then eventually closing, again, you'll be on your own. I don't know, states are different. My state, the broker has to tend to closing, but not all states are like that. So you may be doing the closing by yourself. So, end of the line, you're ready to get your check, something crops up, it's on you to figure out. So yeah, you're saving quite a bit of money from a regular realtor commission, but you are taking on the bulk of the work, the bulk of the time, which is honestly what the realtor is getting paid for. You're reimbursing them for all of their marketing costs, their photography. You're reimbursing them for the time on the phone with buyers agents, time they spent at showings, closings, doing tax preparations, all of that kind of stuff you are doing yourself. You're saving them money, you have MLS access, but that discount broker is not going to be helping you with any of those things. In my experience as a buyer's agent and also as a seller agent for houses that have, previously listed with a discount broker, they're often very hard to even get a hold of. So again, discount brokerage may absolutely be for you. I support your choice to do it, but please be aware that you are 99.9% completely on your own in terms of listing, marketing, and closing your house. As I just said, if you have a discount broker, you will be doing all of the marketing themselves. They will take your information, type it into the MLS, the end. When you think about the marketing a real estate agent does, I can understand why it can seem kind of simple to people. What do? They put a sign in the yard, they put it on the MLS, and then they pray for an offer. Ha ha ha, we call that the 3 Ps. But that's actually not what a good real estate agent does. And certainly if your agent does that, they are not worth the regular commission rates. Marketing starts at the beginning. When you're writing your listing remarks about a property, the things that are important to you as a seller, you absolutely know those things and they're worth thinking about. But what you really need to be talking about is things that are important to the buyer. And then once it's on the market, you have to market it even more. This is postcards, this is phone calls, this is distributing it, among all the agents in your office, having an open house, all kinds of different things, that cost money that agents do that they pay for out of pocket and the time that they spend, your discount broker isn't going to be doing that. And the biggest one and the biggest mistake I see is that people don't have a professional photographer. Your real estate agent has a professional photographer that does architectural photography that they've worked with for a long time that will take those pictures that makes buyers walk in the door. How about social media stuff? Is it worth just, putting a link to your listing on the MLS? Are there different things you can do in terms of running ads? There's different ad systems that an agent has access to. You will not have access to those things because you are not an agent. So marketing, blah, 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 whatever an agent can do and I can do, it doesn't really matter anyway, right? Unfortunately, for most discount brokerage deals and for sale by owners, it matters a great deal. The marketing of your home and the quality of that marketing directly correlates to the price you get for your house. Now, there's no world in which an agent who's really awesome at their marketing is somehow going to get you $50,000 above, the average sales price in your neighborhood. That's just not really how the market works. But an agent with a good, professional, high-quality marketing plan absolutely can make sure you get top dollar in your regular price range for comparable properties because their marketing is so good. Really, this applies to any product out there, not just a house. Let's say you're selling candy bars. If you have a small candy bar shop in the corner in your town, and maybe you send out some flyers once in a while, you can expect that there'll be, 20 people looking at your candy bars every month. If you are a multinational conglomerate candy bar company and you have ad spending in the millions of dollars every year, you've put your product in front of millions of people every year. So it's not something magical about real estate agents. It's the fact that they have the experience in marketing and the tools to do so that put your house in front of more eyeballs and give you a higher price. You won't get that with a discount broker. I might argue that this one is the most important. When you have a real estate agent as opposed to a discount broker, you have access to their knowledge, their experience, and their network that you will not have with a discount broker. A discount broker, they absolutely do exactly what they say they're going to do. They're going to get your house on the MLS, but they don't provide pricing support, which means that right off the bat, you're going to be unable to understand, how to price your house properly. You won't have access to any comparable sales, and if you overprice, you've already kind of tainted your listing right from the get-go. And while you might have specialized knowledge of, your neighborhood or your side of town, your agent has the big picture stuff. Not just people in the town who want to move, but people who want to move into the town from the next town, or people who want to move into the town from the next state or across country, or whatever it is that your agent knows about. A discount broker will not be able to provide you with that information. Pricing your home well is probably the most important thing you can do for your listing. It's fine. You have an emotional connection to it, whether it's, the money that's going to be at your pocket at the end, or, the home itself, the place you raised your kids, the place that you've loved for so long. Those emotional issues, make it very hard to distance from pricing your property. A discount broker, again, won't be able to get you hard numbers that'll kind of help you figure that out. You'll be doing it on your own. And if the price is wrong, it's going to be a problem down the road. There are some other smaller things that come up that a discount broker isn't going to help you with. Let's say you get your title work, you read it, there's a lien from a credit card bill that from your 18 that you never paid and they have a judgment and now it's on your house. There may be something like, an issue with the survey. You find out that your neighbor's fence is 6 inches onto your property line. What are we supposed to do now? Again, you can certainly figure out how to do those things on your own, but an agent already knows those kinds of things, saves you that kind of time. A discount brokerage will not help you with those problems. The biggest problems that come up, and I've talked about these problems a lot on my channel, is inspection issues. In terms of being unemotional, in terms of having experience dealing with these issues, and in terms of having the network to make sure the people you're dealing with are trustworthy, a discount brokerage isn't going to be able to help you with those things. So if you have a home inspection, on a house that's in good shape, but they uncover some electrical issue, there's a double tap, or there's something outside, there's a grading problem outside of the house, your discount broker will not be able to give you any advice as to what is a legitimate repair, what is, a major defect versus something cosmetic, what is worth negotiating on price, having repaired, how, that meets the FHA checklists. Discount brokerages cannot give you any of that information. I am not here to discourage you from using a discount broker or a for sale by owner. I'm just trying to make sure that you understand exactly what that means. It's been my experience that a lot of discount brokerages, in the same way that they don't really work on any details during a transaction or during a listing, they're maybe sometimes light on details or hard to get a hold of when you're trying to figure out what it is exactly that they do. They're cheap, But when you count the time that you're going to spend doing it, then, they're not cheap anymore. And just from getting the house on the market, getting showings, like where you're going to hide a key under a flower pot, then in the transaction. And what if there's something with the title work? What if, they want a survey? What are you supposed to do about that? That time has a value. Your time is valuable. So when you're making the decision to pick between a real estate agent full service and a discount broker, make sure you're counting the time that goes into it. I'm a real estate agent. I do a lot of business, and I will tell you, it takes a lot of time. Remember, the most important factor in terms of getting a good price is having a lot of buyer eyeballs on your house. So the first thing that is, get you on the MLS with that discount broker. The second thing is, put the time and the effort into marketing your property. Make sure you have outlets in neighboring states, maybe if it's a rural area to a city area. Maybe there's a college in town and there's people moving in and out from different parts of the state. Marketing is a big part of the issue. Marketing takes a lot of time to do well, so please expect that you'll be able to put that time into marketing in order to make your pricing work. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Please comment down below about discount brokerages versus for sale by owners versus real estate agents. If you have any questions about selling a home, pretty much anywhere in the U.S., please call or text me anytime at 219-765-2062. If it's easier, you can also email me at hsbyerica@gmail.com. I'm happy to even just answer questions. I'm not a super high pressure agent, just happy to help. Also, please check out my website at hsbyerica.com. That stands for Home Sales by Erica. I have a nice big seller's guide in there that talks about staging and title work and all the kind of questions that are come up. Absolutely free to you if you are doing a discount brokerage or for sale by owner. You can also search for new homes there or have access to these other seller and buyer videos that I've done over the past several months. If this is your first time here, please like this video and subscribe to my channel. I do buyer and seller videos every Thursday, and on Tuesday I do local market updates for the towns around me. So please subscribe and ring that bell so you can be notified when those are posted. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next Tuesday.